What are you expecting? You expecting big things, Jacob? You usually expect a lot of things.
Yeah, I expect a close game, and I don't expect any death charges on the first map, but I've been surprised before. Uh, I hope to expect an exciting finale. That's what I'm hoping for.
But I am expecting that just as well. But we are going to go live here with the first half of the first map here for Dead Center Group Stage number 2 of the WatchL4D.com Spring Cup Tournament. We're going to have Team Abraxas over here on the Survivor side, and we're going to have Evolutionary over on the SI side. So we're going to see what Team Evolutionary can make happen here. We're going to have a Boomer, Charger, Smoker, and a Spirit, I'm guessing, way out there in distance. I can't see him, though, so I'm not going to worry about it. It might be a Hunter for all I know, though. And we're going to have the first stack coming in here. Nice charge. Boomer going off right away as Justice Bull getting a double proxy onto 2 survivors and a slight pull going out onto Rochelle there.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there that the Boomer like immediately stumbled the Charger, so they didn't get that much out of that. But which is up. Survivors actually didn't grab the shotgun, I don't think. Or no, Rosebarlow's got it. He's coming up to the crown. And he gets it pretty easily. You still there, Kissme?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just working my camera. I'm just listening to you. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know if you like cut out or something.
No, I'm here. We're all good. Nobody's seen my poll yet. Not jinxing myself or anything. But, yeah, we're doing good so far. So we're going to see the survivors just continue making their way through the level here. The witch is down, as we just saw, and there's going to be attack here at the door up ahead here. Nice single boom going out onto Coach. That's going to trigger the rest of the attack here. Spitter going to try and work his way in from back, and it looks like the Smoker was going to come in from the front, but I'm not too sure. No, they're going to decide to actually hold off this attack here. Smoker's going to back out. And survivors should just continue pushing up here. There we go. Working the way out finally.
Yeah, survivors were just being really patient and saying either you can send your attack in now or we're going to wait out the whole horde and you can try again downstairs.
So survivors are they're gonna opt to actually just run through the fire here. Not gonna take on the ledge, but a nice death charge going out onto Coach there. Beautiful charge there by Sly Fox, and a wonderful pull by Dusty to actually set that up. So that's going to be a death onto so Doodlebugs. That is humongous. That almost spells a wipe here at tank, without a doubt. With only 3 survivors, it's pretty hard to kill this tank.
Yeah, that's going to really give them a huge lead going into map 2 if they're able to avoid any death charges. Because all they need really is to make the map, and they'll have a pretty decent lead. Let's see what survivors are going to do here. I'm going to assume that they're going to try to run past tank because I was on a team with a Stoopy once and he's learned a lot from me. You always run past tanks. So let's see if they continue my legacy of ditching past tanks or if they're going to actually try to fight it with 3 people.
I mean, in theory, you can beat the tank with 3 people, but you need a lot of teamwork. A nice boom going out there, landing on 2 and then getting a proxy on the 3rd one. Smoker going to try pulling out, but Hunter intercepts that, unfortunately. And Smoker's going to go ahead and grab herself once again. She's going to get pulled out, but really no damage going out onto her from that. And we're going to see if the survivors have what it takes to actually take down this tank or juke this tank.
No, they have 1/3 option, which is to bait it out like they're going to fight it. And then once SI send in their attack, you kill it and then just book it. Because then you have a tank against 3 survivors, and he can only really corner one of you if you spread out properly. So it's going to be interesting to see what angle they want to go with this.
I mean, a smart play would probably just be to have the tank sit at that door, because if he does push in, survivors are probably going to run through the fire once he wraps them. But it looks like, they're going to do just that. They start running through the fire. Yep. They're going to run it.
They're going to go.
Nick does get jockeyed
in front.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Nick is jockeyed in front, but Ellis gets a clear on him. He's going to get pounced immediately afterward, though, and that's going to be the wipe. But regardless, survivors managed to get a few extra distance points there by squeezing through the door.
And Rock will go out there and end the round for Team Abraxas. Really nice SI there by Sly Fox and Dusty, setting up that death charge onto Doodlebugs earlier on in the map. So big play coming out from them, and that's going to spell a wipe there for Team Abraxas. They're going to get 389 distance points. Well, that's plus the 25 from the Witch Crown. And now we're going to see just how well Team Evolutionary can fare on their survivor half.
It seemed like survivors were a little bit confused there. Like, 2 of them stayed back and 1 ran through the door. I think if they had 1 stay back and keep the tank occupied and then 2 went through the door, they might have been able to make a bit more distance. But regardless, they, got a bit of points. And at least they didn't just immediately wipe the tank.
Now, we should have probably shot that over to the war room, but with one guy dead already on the survivor team, I didn't really see a point of doing a war room, really.
Yeah.
I'm being told by Swib to put some excitement in your voice. Put a little excitement in your life. Yeah. Put some joy in your voice. Try and, get some energy into it. In fact, I want you to practice that so much that I'm going to let you take this first attack. I'm going to let you take every attack until you get a lot of joy in your voice. I want to hear you. I want to hear you go nuts.
Oh man, here we go. Oh my god, the infected are going to spawn up pretty soon here. This is going to be amazing. I can just feel it in my bones. The hunter's going to pre-spawn up ahead, and he's going to be scratching out some doors, but he's just having a good time. Nick's going to go in there with a melee weapon, but Hunter's pretty quick. I don't know if that's something you want to do. Hunter's actually going to move up ahead and set up on the witch. I don't see where the rest... Okay, the rest of the infected are set up behind them, getting ready for a surprise attack as they go forward, but I don't think that survivors are going to give away these spawns, so it might be wise to set up a little bit further behind. Okay, yeah, they have moved back a bit further. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to draw. Yeah, they are going to draw. And a nice pull. That's going to be an end cap. And a nice pounce up in front. That's like Tootin. This could be a lot of damage. That's a death onto Ellis. Wow. What an amazing attack.
So you had
one dead and about 80 damage on 2 survivors.
You had a lot of excitement pre-attack, but as the attack went in post-attack, the energy just got sucked out of you so fast.
It's like I get excited, and then it's like I just see that happen, and it's like, oh man, oh no, you know?
Oh no, really?
No, please,
no. Oh,
I didn't want that to happen, you know? I didn't want someone to die this early. It's not right.
Indeed. So we're going to see another death come out onto the survivor side. Not in the same fashion as we saw Team Abraxas take their death, but we do have enough tank going in, so that's going to wait. Nice boomer going out onto 2 of the survivors, and Hunter goes out onto Ellis just as well, getting a lot of damage. Actually, that's on Coach. I lied. And still a lot of damage going out, and Boomer's still waiting here outside the door, going to work his way back and look for this proxy on survivors. He has nowhere to go, and he's going to get the triple proxy. Really nice strat there. Definitely working his way in there, making that work, so that's going to call even more horde. We're going to have a pause go out by a Stoopy on the infected Abraxas team.
Yeah, so now the name of the game for survivors is just make it to tank. It doesn't matter what happens from here on out. They don't really care about health bonus, obviously, because they have to understand they're not going to make tank after having 2 bleeding and no pills left over. So really all they got to do is make it to elevator, and they'll be okay. It'll come down to the rest of the maps.
Yeah, all I can really hope for right now is, as Jacob said, just make distance. The distance as it is right now, it's only 169 point difference. You don't want it to be that much, but as long as they can close it into 100 points, they'll take it. That's plenty. That's barely any difference at all in the scores, and
yeah,
I would be happy with it.
As survivors, you got to be a little bit upset that witch death happened, because you're thinking, okay, we got to kill with the death charge. We're gonna have a huge advantage, coming out of this map. And after the game, they're gonna be talking about that, but for now, they just need to get that out of their head and start worrying about the rest of the map and the next 3 maps to come, because they're still, it's still a very close game.
Indeed, the map's only beginning. This is gonna be our last cast of the night, by the way. And I believe we saved the best for last. This is going to be just a really close game and a really well-played game all around on both teams' halves. So we're expecting a lot of big things from these 2 teams, and hopefully they can deliver. So I was kind of baiting out towards the ledge, but then going back inside, deciding, hey, maybe we should just take the fire damage and just make the distance. Yeah. And I full-heartedly agree with that.
Yeah, I think if you had 4 up, then going on the ledge is okay, but it's not worth risking somebody dying. Like, the health bonus here doesn't really matter. Oh, nice little smoke, though.
Oh, almost a tri-cap there. Charge is cleared right before the jockey gets around the charge to actually get the jock onto Rochelle, though. So that's going to...
supposed to coach.
Actually, no. Nick decides just to pop the pills himself. Oh. He's saying Coach doesn't need no pills. Don't worry about it.
I thought Coach might have gone down to that fire. That was close.
Yeah, indeed,
if somebody
that was
goes down
close.
to that fire, it's rough.
I'm just looking around for some pills right now. I'm not finding any, though. So survivors are just going to make their way into the safe room. Zinc lagging a little bit. Zinc, a.k.a. Exo, for those of you that may not know, he changed his name very recently, actually within the past few days. And so that's his new alias there. And survivors have made their way into the elevator, and they're going to be okay.
Yeah,
So,
they're gonna down Coach here so they can get a bit of extra health on him. I think you leave Coach as a bait after the next hit. You take the next hit, you know, kill all the infected, and then immediately after that, you just start running and leave Coach for bait and get as much as you can on the other two. Alright, and they're gonna go and open up the doors here.
no, I believe what you just said is correct. I believe that's what I would do, even at this point. We do have an early attack coming in here. Charger gets a nice hit onto the smoke guy, and Rochelle gets jockeyed in the elevator, unfortunately, so that's going to be a lot of damage on her. She was the only person with health bonus. The health bonus at this point does not really matter at all. And Zarvas is going to continue making the way through the map here, and just going to see what they can do. Really, all they have right now is distance. That's all they got. They don't have the health, nearly the health, to beat this tank. So best bet is just try to make distance, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to put the pedal to metal and push it.
Yeah, something of note too is that since somebody got killed by the witch, they're not going to get the 25 witch bonus. So they're going to have that as a bit of a point differential as well. Otherwise, it would just be the distance from the death charge to where he died at witch.
And so that will spell the end of the round for Team Evolution, and just, well, it's actually Evolutionary. I keep saying Evolution, though. I think I'm dyslexic to some part. But, yeah, so the scores after the first map will be 389 to 332, or, yeah, 332 in favor of Team Abraxas. And we have a long way to go still, so really close game, and I'm actually really happy to see it so far.
Yeah. I really wasn't expecting anyone to die in map 1. You don't really see that often anymore. A lot of teams have gotten, you know, pretty good at avoiding those scenarios, but hey, it happens sometimes. And I'm glad that it actually ended up happening for both sides to keep the game close.
Indeed, and I have to message a couple people really fast, so if you can just try and keep the people entertained with your beautiful voice, I would be more than happy with that.
Yeah, because if we don't got my beautiful voice, what do we have at the end of the day? We don't have anything. What the infected do have, though, is a smoker, jockey, boomer, and a charger. And it looks like they're going to be going in the standard area right as they come out. You'll see some teams hold it a little bit and go by the Ceta truck, but not look like they are interested in that attack. They just want to do the good old dog pile.
But yeah, for those of you that are newer to the scene and the stream itself, if you type exclamation point commands into the chat, it will give you a list of helpful commands that will link you to helpful parts of the community itself. You have the Left of the Nation link, you have the Left to Learn group on Steam, which is dedicated to helping teach people, newer people, at that the competitive config and, you know, how to play it, how it works, and whatnot. So yeah, you cannot individually put links into the stream chat. I don't know what Sideways Box just tried to do, but it probably timed him out. No, it didn't. He can still post it, but something's not right.
Yeah, it probably just purged it.
I'm a little confused. Yeah, London Calling, Left Dead has always had leagues and tournaments. It's just a matter of finding them. We're a relatively small group of people, and we're just trying to grow the exposure now, which is something we never really focused on in the past. We always had kind of like third-party cameraman and casters. Not so much casters, but cameraman who always, you know, their bases came from other games, so the people weren't always interested in this game itself, except for Jeff. Jeff was based in this game. SL was, I think. She might not have been. Sud was based in TF2. And really, we never had a dedicated cameraman, streamer, guy who was always there. Like, he put everything aside for the games. And hopefully we can find that nowadays. So we're going to try and see what we can do with that. Well, we are going to be live at the second map here. We're going to have Team Abraxas up on Sorrel side first, and we're going to have a boomer rocketing his way in the back. It's a single boom on the coach, and a nice hit coming in here. One charge. Oh, charge actually misses, though, but he gets a punch onto one of Survivor's, and Smoke's going to pull on the coach in the back. Going to cause a bit of damage go out onto coach there. And Survivor's going to continue making the way through the map after that hit. A decent amount of damage, about 20, if I can do math, 26 damage.
26, there you go.
Yeah, I'm good. Did that wall cameramanning and talking. Get on my level, Jacob.
That's multitasking. Congrats.
Multitasking at its finest. You'll never see that anywhere else but here.
Yeah, that's something else. Infected are setting up to go in this room, maybe? I'd probably wait until outside, but it looks like they kind of want to go. Yep, they're going to spawn up and drop in from behind them. Nice little separation jockey, though, onto Rochelle. If he can get a cover with this charger, this could be a ton of damage. Wow, this is going to be a lot of damage. Just get that
Indeed,
charge,
a nice charge. Actually gets leveled there by Ellis. It looked like the animation was a full charge, but it actually got leveled at a point. And so actually still a lot of damage going onto Captain Chowder of Team Abraxas there. Rochelle dropping down to about 15 permanent health, and then the rest is just temporary from the pills. And Survivor's going to continue making their way through this map now, seeing what else he can do here.
He did his job, though. He just needed to be in their way. Give them something to be shooting at instead of the jockey. A lot of damage. Could bleed early in the map. Looks like Invictor's setting up to throw a hit at him right away again.
So it looks like my
just trying to find a spawn.
I have to say, it looks like my camera controls have actually come back. For some reason, the config wasn't taking the first 2 games, and it seemed like the restart of my game when it crashed actually did fix them. So the camera manning should be better now, hopefully. It literally just dumped my whole config, and even when I execed it, it didn't hold the values for some reason. I'm not too sure what that was, but it's a little unfortunate. But it's back now.
At least
that's what
it's
matters.
fixed now.
Yeah, exactly. So Survivors are going to opt to actually try and skip the dumpster here and try and jump over the other edge, it seems. I mean, you can do that. That's not against the rules or anything.
Yeah, you can do that.
And indeed, they're going to do just that and just totally bypass its attack. But the SI aren't going to let him. Attack comes in. Smoke gets an initial pull onto Rochelle, but it's shut down immediately. Charge doesn't fare any better, and Boomer can't land anything with that long-range boom attempt there. And so Survivors are going to hop over the dumpster and the wall and just make their way along. And we're going to pause out on to the game by Zinc.
So if you're watching the stream and you're wondering, oh wow, that seems overpowered. What do I even do against that? Well, you got to be watching with your spawns. You know, you got to be adaptive. And if you see that, you can set up a smoker in front and like a boomer over there, and you just pull one over and then throw a boom on. And it's really hard to get across. Like, just like consistently get across on your first jump if you're boomed on. So you can actually get like a decent amount of damage there if they try that. I just think Infected not ready for it and weren't adapting quick enough. And then after after they already gave up the jump, they tried to force it and it was too late.
Yeah,
They should have just held at that point.
This game is heavily based off of the meta, and the meta in this game is like never-endingly changing. People discover new things to do like every week, it seems. As the config changes, new strats also come out based on those changes to the config. And you know, just a lot of different things coming into play here for this game, and it's basically who can adapt better and who can stick together and form the best team chemistry, which is why a lot of people love this game and do stick around. It's also something that can't be matched with any other game. It's just something totally different, and I've yet to find any game that actually gives me the same feeling this game does. So yeah.
Definitely.
So we're going to see the Survivors continue making their way through Designator 2, and we do have an SI attack up here, but they're kind of waiting for something here. I'm not sure what. Looks like this Boomer wants to try and get this initial boom here.
Yeah. I was going to say they're going to be waiting on the boom, but they could have been waiting to see if Tank was going to spawn right at the stairs, because Tank is pretty soon. And if like they walked, or if Survivors like walked into a Tank spawn and they could have gotten boom, that could have been really good for them, but still, nice little boom, a little bit of chip damage, not too much there. Tank should be coming up very soon here. There it is.
And we are going to have a tank up in the hands of Evolutionary's very own Cyflox. And let's just throw this over to an Evolutionary War Room. What do you say?
Yeah, sure. He's already in.
Let's just throw this over there really fast.
Too late. Alright.
Go.
Oh,
nice! Man. That's a down. I'd get out if you can, Sly, before they push you. Or get the kill. Whatever you think.
Someone's by himself.
One HP on Doodle. God damn it.
I'm gonna try to get this boom in.
Stay calm, stay calm.
Oh no.
Oh, no, no, no. Oh.
So close. That was a
man.
That was a Team Evolutionary tank in the hands of Slyfox, and Rochelle literally had, I think, 10 HP left and on the down.
Yeah.
That is highly unfortunate. If he actually just punched her once, she would have died.
Exactly. Tank made a little bit of a misplay there. I think a better thing he could have done was that after he saw she was behind that barricade, you know, just like go and help, because like they had a jockey up top, but he really wanted the kill and he didn't quite get it. It would have worked out for him really well if they got the kill. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, but unfortunately he didn't get the kill, so it kind of all fell apart afterwards. But still, a nice amount of damage going out there. We have no tech coming in. Hunter separates Coach a little bit there. Jackie gets dead stop though really quick, and Spitter's is going to go from some scratches onto Coach. Proxy stumbles Coach, but luckily he's up in that corner and the Comet can't reach him up there. So still a really nice amount of damage going out onto Team Abraxas so far by Team Evolutionary, but we need to see some more damage going out here. They're still sitting at a very high health bonus for this map, about a 44 at the current time. I do love that spray by Stoopy. It's such a beautiful spray. It makes me smile every time I see it.
I'd say this is a pretty average bonus for this point in the map. I think it comes down to this event, how well you take it. If this happens to you, then you lose a lot of bonus.
Yeah, we see a really nice jockey going out, and then a nice double charge going down the staircase, separating the survivors and making them unable to clear Coach. And Coach is taking a lot of damage here, but luckily he wasn't the health bonus. So really not all that much distress going out on the survivors from that hit there. Basically just going to pass pills from a Stoopy over to Doodlebugs and keep Doodlebugs fast.
Yeah, if they had a spitter up there, that would have been a ton more damage. That was a really nice double charge in the stairway. That brings the health bonus down to about 400. And let's see what Infected can do with their next hit. Hunter actually gets picked pretty early there. Seemed like he wasn't quite on the same page as his team. Looks like Spitter's just going to try to delay and buy time for spawns now.
We still have a boomer up. He's going to walk his way around the store, try and get the boom out, but he actually gets popped through the wall, unfortunately, before he can get the boom up onto the survivors. And so that is the entire SI roster down. Rochelle does have her hands on the cola, so she's going to continue making her way over to the drop-off chute to drop this cola off. And actually, she drops it for a second there, and they're going to have to... Wow, big toss there by her. I still can't do that. I have to say, I am...
do the same thing as you do with gas cans, where you M1, M2.
I can't do that. I am the worst scavenge player ever. I can only press E, that's it. E or M1. We have an attack coming here. Jackie gets meleeed to death, and a nice dead stop there on the Hunter after he gets actually put onto Nick there. And he needs to actually go ahead and get the repounce onto Rochelle. That is a bit of the health bonus there. Actually, I lied. Rochelle has no health bonus. I am a liar.
Unfortunately, Spit missed, or else that would have probably been an in-cap on Ellis. It went over to the side. But still, they've brought down the health bonus about another 120 points. If they can get like one more good hit on Nick, then they'll have the health bonus pretty low, about 100.
I was about to say I hear a witch, but I don't see the witch. Now I do.
Oh, there she is. Yep. So it looks like survivors are content to just wait out this horde and make sure that they don't run into a witch with the rest of the incoming. So, Infected though are just gonna let them bleed and not force anything when the witch is this close.
Indeed, survivors are currently at 268 health bonus, so they want to try and keep that intact, which means they have to keep Nick and Alice from taking any damage, even if it means allowing Coach or Rochelle to take an in-cap here. And she's going for the Drawcon. She gets the Drawcon. Really nice shot there by Captain Chowder, getting the kill on her. And we're going to see a Charger try and go for charge. Gets a double charge off the free charge. Really nice hit there. And Rochelle's going to take it down from it, and Coach is going to get smoked just as well. The double charge did kind of hit Alice a little bit. The double charge hit him. So that's going to drop their health bonus by quite a little bit there, dropping them down to 156 at the current time.
Yeah, that dropped it by about 60. A good hit, but I think that Infected should have just let the witch go. She was kind of in an open area, and Survivors had a lot of the spawns blocked, but they still managed to get a pretty good hit out of it, so can't fault them for it. Boomer's going to get popped here, looking for a free boom there.
We're going to have an attack coming in from the back here, though. Smoker and Hunter working the way with a spitter. Hunter's looking for a pounce, but gets skeeted right away there. Nice shot there by Count Chowder. Smoker's going to pull onto Nick, and he is the health bonus, so they are trying to focus Nick, which is the smart move here. But really, that's all they're going to try and get here, and nothing really comes from it.
Yeah, I'd say all things considered, that Infected played that pretty well. They dropped the health bonus about 300 during the event, which is pretty good. You got an extra little bit of damage there as well onto Nick, which was health bonus.
So pretty much
Jockey might be able to get a bit more.
No, unfortunately, nothing coming from it. They're going to have Nick just sit in the safe room door. He is the main health bonus, so they're just going to have him just sit there and wait for it, and they're going to make their way in after the Boomer tries to make something happen. And that'll be the end of that round for Team Abraxas. Team Abraxas making it with a 784, actually no, 809 final score. It didn't add in the 25. So I had to do it myself until it actually updated. So Team Abraxas will be sitting pretty with an 1198 health bonus. Not too shabby.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think that Team Evolutionary can match that though. That tank isn't that bad to fight, as long as you get back without him dropping in on you, like Team Abraxas had happened to them. Let's see if survivors are able to make it to that point with the same health bonus that Abraxas had, though. Abraxas was pretty high health getting there.
Short So Chill asking, why are these nerds only using Uzi? That's probably something they picked up, if I had to say, from the European scene of this game. A lot of Europeans in this game really enjoyed the 3 Uzi 1 shotgun loadout for the survivor play. While here in North America, we kind of favor the 3 shotgun, or maybe even 4 shotgun if it's allowed. And 1 Uzi. We're not that big of fans of Uzis. I do believe Uzi to be the better gun, in my personal opinion. You can't get the 1-shot skeet on the hunter, but you can really rail down targets if you can track well. Shotgun's more of the instant gratification gun, whereas Uzi is the superior gun in the right hands, I would say.
I think both are very strong, depending on the playstyle of the team and the map. I think that's something not enough teams do, is adjust weapon pickups based on the map. For example, like you're playing a Left 4 Dead 1 map where it's really enclosed, you definitely want shotguns, but open maps like Dead Center, you want the Uzi, you know? But yeah, like you said, North American, a lot of players prefer the shotgun in general, but you still see a few teams who run 3 Uzi.
We do have one. Oh no, he's back. I lied. Captain Chowder disconnected there for a moment, so that's who we were waiting on for Team Abraxas, but he does come back. So Team Abraxas does have their full roster back, and so does Evolutionary. So we were going to wait for them to ready up and get this round alive and underway. You can continue.
HR is not in Pro Mod, but it is there for ammo pickup. If you try to pick up the HR, you just get a full refill on your gun.
Indeed, HR was actually taken out of the config quite a while ago. I think a year and a half or 2 years at this point.
3 years ago.
3 years, wow. I'm old.
It's been a while.
I can't remember, but we do have an attack set up above the survivors here. They're looking to drop this in, and Indeed's going to come right in. Smoke gets a quick pull onto Coach, but gets killed right away. Charges and land on him, but he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 punches. He might have gotten actually more. No, he got 4 punches plus a stumble point of 2, and he's going to get a total of 42 points. And the rest of the attack is shut down very well by Team Evolutionary, but they took quite a bit of damage from that attack, unfortunately.
I like Zink's bind. He has a bind to say to team chat, spawns down, let's move. I like that.
Do you remember?
As soon as you clear an attack, you feel that good feeling, alright, let's go.
But if you push it at the wrong time, it could be bad. Especially if you push it like when attack like literally just like destroyed your team, and you know 2 of you are bleeding now because of it. You're like, spawns down, let's go.
Like, this is the most depressing bind.
It's like, okay, man.
Do I remember what?
Do you remember Canada Rocks' old bind? It was a wait command, and it would count down the spawn timer until the SI were next up.
I do remember something like that. I remember also he had a bind that would go through all 100 LARPs in order, 1 point at a time, and it was incredibly annoying because it would spam the chat.
Yeah, that's not very fun. I can only imagine how annoying that would be.
Yeah, it was extremely annoying. Nice 3-boom though, wow. If they can get a nice little separation jockey here, this could be good. Oh, a smoke forward though and a jock backwards, that's going to be a decent amount of separation with Common sitting coach the whole time. Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming out there, but nothing survivors can't recover from. It could have been a lot worse if Jockey got a little bit further away.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I were Team Evolutionary right now, I wouldn't be too worried about the damage they've taken so far. Really, the make or break point of this map is that tank. It's about halfway through the map, if you want to think of it that way, and it's basically just it's gonna dictate how well your team does during this. And Alice having a little bit of a hard time hopping over that barrier in the back, so it's gonna pretty much slow down his team there for a bit. But he does make his way over. Boomer gets popped on his way of trying to get a Braca Boom in on the survivors. And we're going to see a staircase hit here. We don't have a spitter, but we do have a hunter, jockey, and charger. So this still could spell quite a bit of damage for the survivors here.
I think as long as you... Yeah. I was going to say, I think as long as you just go up with your melees out, you won't take too much damage if they try to hit there without a spitter. Maybe take like 15 damage, and I don't think that's what Infected want. They're going to wait until they come out here. Infector actually set up on the roof above them. This could be pretty good for them.
I believe you were actually watching the game, the last game we did with Killer Beast. That was actually the first game, and he was amazing with his melee. Nice pass to going out to Coach. Not a DP, but still a lot of damage going out. And he had a nice double charge back into the room. They're going to push the survivors back. And still a lot of damage going out to Coach. He is on full temporary health, and he's going to have to pop that set of pills in his hands. And there he goes. Dusty is also on the brink of going slow. He's at about 42. I can't see. I think it's about 42.
Something like that.
So, really nice hit there by Team Abraxas, really just busting into survivors with that hit. And so
yeah, like you said, adapting to config changes. I mean, we saw the last team didn't even try to get up there on that roof, and you just saw like how devastating it can be to drop spawns on them like that. So just adapting to the config and, you know, constantly looking for new stuff. And wow, a nice jockey forward with a boomer intercept. This tank can drop in, and this could be very bad.
Let's go ahead and shoot this over to a Team Abraxas Worm really fast.
Yeah, you don't have to. Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna make sure.
Now I'm gonna play defense.
Yeah, he'll die.
I'm gonna get a reboot on Zinc. Or not.
Yo, Hunter, just go kill him.
I can't kill him, yo, because he's just gonna shoot through. Actually, I can't do it now.
Helmet's gonna get him.
Nice,
Yeah.
he's dead.
If you jump on, I just discovered something that we don't even need. If you jump on that railing up there, you can get up on the fence and you can get up on the,
Yeah, bad rock.
like you can get above them.
I'm gonna commit this probably in a couple seconds.
You're past one still, just keep that in mind. Hunter's gonna be dead.
I didn't mean to do it. That's alright.
It's alright. I'm gonna wait a little bit more.
The sneaky boom spot I'm gonna get.
Okay, I'm gonna roll in like 2 seconds. And I'm going in now.
Get this one. Oh. Missed him again.
You got car.
They're all boom, so if you can't get that car to work, don't worry about it.
Nice car.
Got it.
Nice.
The tank is out. Nice try.
Oh, nice charge.
Think it down, he's so.
Another jockey. Wanna try for this 2-cap? Ready?
Sure. Yep. Oh my god.
Wow.
They're just gonna run, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Shit,
landing
cut
that
him off.
jockeys.
You can cut Rochelle off. She's got.
Whoa!
my God.
What? She was on top of it. She was on
because
top of it.
it's because she has 1 point out.
Oh well. That was retarded. It's up to you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna land this hunter. Ready for the 2-cap, Stoopy?
Yeah.
Got him!
There it is,
See, I can
okay.
do it, guys. I did it.
Sup, Kissme? Shout out! Yeah, shout to Zan. I love
I love
ZK.
Chibi.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was a Team of Abraxas War Room, a tank in the hands of Rails Barlow, our very own co-caster, who was gracious enough to join us earlier in the night. What do you make of that tank?
You know, after the jockey separation, it was pretty much guaranteed a wipe. But survivors were pretty smart to get that Geogun tank and actually get a lot of points there. They're definitely still in the game. It's only a 500-point game going into map 3, so
Yeah, definitely.
looking forward to see them play their best on the next map or two.
Indeed, this game is far from over. There's only 500-point distance, which is absolutely nothing when you think of the distance points for these next 2 maps. If you want to think about the finale, 500 points is about, I think, like 8 or 9 cans, maybe that, if that. So it's really not all that much. Those cans you can collect on the first and second floor. You don't even have to touch the 3rd floor. But we are on the 3rd map, so
Not
let's
to mention
concentrate
the
on
fact that people have been making this map, you know? People, when practicing this map, have been making finale a decent amount. That was before the tank got fixed to be added back, but before then, people were making it with like 1,000-point health bonuses. So I think that if they manage to kill tank with a decent amount of health left, you know, they'll be prepared to make this finale.
I'm obligated to read this shout out. Shout out from Chibsy to a Stoopy. I love you too. I have to read that.
Aww.
For those of you that don't know, Chibsy is Stoopy's girlfriend. She's very nice. And she's lucky to have such a wonderful boyfriend who hosts Left 4 Dead tournaments. And thank you to her for letting him host this tournament. So we are going to wait while the team's ready up for the third map of Dead Center. People are talking about war rooms. Yeah, war rooms we have tried to always do in this game. I know it kind of fell out of the whole streamer deal for a while. Some of the streamers really didn't do war rooms. I think Jeff was the last one that did them. I don't think Sud or SL did them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think Sud did, but I don't think SL did. But yeah, war rooms have been around a long time in the Left 4 Dead community. They really help because, especially early on in Left 4 Dead, the game was a lot about strategy. It didn't matter, you know, like nobody was good at the game yet, so it all came down to strategy. So it was really cool to get inside people's heads and like understand what they were thinking when they were playing the tank or when they were trying to kill the tank. And occasionally, I think back in the day, people would even occasionally go into war room just like before an important choke point, you know? And it was pretty interesting. So yeah, they've been around for a long time, and I think they're really cool. In watching other competitive games, I'm a bit disappointed that they don't have war rooms. I think they'd be really interesting. But it's great that we have them.
Indeed, and we are going to go live with the third map here. Thank you, God. I was getting a little bored there, but luckily they're not going to make us wait too long here. So we're going to have Team Abraxas on the Survivor side up about, I can do math, 490 points exactly, I believe. So really not that big of a deficit all coming to the third map. I'm not too sure when the tank is here. If you could go ahead and tell us. Jacob?
What's up?
When's
oh,
tank?
sorry,
When's tank?
Oh, tank is up at 57%. Sorry, I didn't hear what your question was.
Oh no, it's fine. We have an attack coming in here. Charger gets charged inside the safe, but he's going to get cleared right away. Boomer does go on the coach, and that's going to be really all the attack has to offer. The SIR down, so Survivor's just going to clear the horde that are called onto Common or onto Coach himself, and they're just going to keep pushing here. So an okay attack there.
14 damage, or actually 18. They got an extra 4 points at some point. Pretty standard amount of damage there, but they just wanted to have spawns up early to get a hit up here.
Indeed, so we're going to see
we're going to actually see a witch before the tank at 47%.
She's not up though. Yeah, I think she'll be down near the food court. I might be wrong. She might be up near where the stars have to drop past the door. But we do have a partial attack coming here. Hunter Jockey working their way in, but they're past the grate, so they have to kind of take some slow pounces through the grate. Jockey and Hunter both get skied consecutively, and just really nice survivor play there by Team Abraxas, just shutting down Team Evolutionary.
Yeah, excellent shutdown there by survivors. Everybody picked a target and tunneled it. We're gonna see them pushing up, and we will see when this witch spawns pretty soon here. Infected might opt to save for her, or they might go for one more hit. Have to wait and see.
I think their best bet would probably be to throw 3 SI and hold 1.
Yeah.
I believe they should have a Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, for this attack. I don't see the glow of it though. I believe that is a Hunter, though. Yeah, they do have a Hunter, so they should probably hold that Hunter and throw the other SI. But no, they're going to send Hunter in to initiate the attack. He lands on the coach, and the Jockey's going to go on to Rochelle. Ooh, he gets dead stopped and just hangs out on her head for a second there. Charger getting some nice punches onto her, and really, the Jockey landing. Really, not a shabby attack. They basically doubled their SI damage through that attack. So definitely worth it, but really still not all that much damage coming out, and which will be up very shortly.
Yeah. A decent attack. Nothing too special there, but survivors again played that pretty well. They managed to shut down the Hunter before the other spawns could get in, so it avoided any like dangerous situations. Survivors are kind of baiting it out because I think they're getting ammo. I was gonna say, seem to be worried about spawns being up right at this choke with witch spawning. Oh, they're just getting ammo. Infected are preparing for where they think the witch is gonna be, I believe.
Yeah, we have a Hunter going around busting down some doors in the front, just preparing the area for the SI, so the SI have more areas to come from and are not blocked by some silly doors. Hey,
yeah.
Jacob, maybe that'll be the next thing. Remove all doors.
Yeah. NF actually like brought that up at some point recently. At least like on Dark Carnival 1, he said that removing all the doors would be better for infected or whatever. But yeah, Rose Barlow mentions all these hordes, which, for those of you who don't know, Dead Center actually has scripted hordes every so often. It's not like a natural horde, because those have been removed. It's a scripted horde in the map which is supposed to simulate, you know, you're going through a mall. Obviously, Horde is just going to come running out of random places. So I think that's kind of interesting little addition to the map.
And we do have that dreadful witch up. She's right at the bottom of the staircase, just to the left of the door.
That's a rough spot.
That is a hard spot.
That's a really rough spot with that drop spawn right above him.
And the hunter is spawned up. I believe he's right around the wall. He gets a scratch on the witch, but the witch isn't going in. Now the hunter's dead. Rose Barlow will probably opt to just... Oh no, there's a smoker up as well. So he doesn't really have any easy way out of this.
Bitter's in the vent. As soon as they go on the witch, he's going to drop and spit right on the stairs so they can't back up.
I don't really know what Rails Barlow's best bet here is. Oh, nice shot! The witch actually got startled, and he actually still got the shot on her, but he gets pulled by the smoker there. A little fortunate for him, but really that's not all that much damage compared to what that witch could have done. So Rochelle's gonna run down there and get the clear onto her teammate Ellis. Really not shot there by Ellis. She actually got fully startled, and now we have a tank up, and it's gonna be in the hands of Evolutionary for Zinc. And what do you want to do with this tank war room?
I think that the Survivor War Room might be interesting for this tank.
Let's do it.
The jockey was trying to, I don't know if you saw that, the jockey was trying to scratch the chair out of the way so that survivors couldn't get back. It's default set up for survivors and pro mods so that you can run back on this tank, but Infected tried to ruin it for him. Anyways.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw this over to a team of Abraxas War Room Survivor side.
He's coming in.
Can't come on top of us.
Yeah,
No.
he's coming in. Go now.
Go. Watch
He's
it
going
burn.
up on above us.
Okay. He fell. Watch the hit. He's having issues.
I think he's just gonna come in. He's just coming in.
Coming the other way.
Around, yeah.
Preemptively backing up.
Hunter,
They're in.
Charger.
He's going after me. I'm hunted.
Smoker.
Okay, we got clear lights.
You guys are hitting him.
Charger's still up. Let's go to the Civ lights.
He's turning around.
It's fine.
Smoker's still up.
Alright.
Smoke.
It's dead.
Tank's dead.
And we're back. That was a Team Abraxas War Room for the tank in the hands of Team Evolutionary. What do you make of it, Jacob?
Well, that was sloppy to say the least. Tank was actually getting stuck on the chair that they tried to ruin for survivors. He couldn't jump over it because it was messed up. And took like 300 chip doing that. And then when he got in, he tried to climb up, but I guess he hasn't practiced that ladder. Those ladders are a bit weird with how you have to climb them. And took like 3k chip doing that before he committed. And just not very well practiced, I think. But regardless, survivors did a good job.
And we have Tech coming in here. Coach really getting smoked there and gets punched a bit. He's going to take a lot of damage. I mean, he is part of the health bonus, so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
He goes down to about 5 HP, and that's a lot of health bonus gone, unfortunately, on Coach. He got punched and just stood and spit for a very long time, being held in it by the smoker. And we're going to have the survivors go ahead and starting up this event here. And now they have to make their way all the way up to the 3rd floor here, and they're going to have to push the alarm button to turn it off. Rochelle leading the way, and she is not part of the health bonus. That is a good move on the Team of Abraxas side.
They're going to be able to take this choke before SI even have spawns up. So that's pretty good for them. I think Infected should just regroup and get their attack off together. Decent damage. Actually, yeah, that was pretty good for them. It looked like it was going to be pretty bad because it was so staggered, but they actually got a lot of damage on health bonus there.
Yeah, indeed. That was the main point of a focus, it seemed. They put all the SI onto somebody that had actual health bonus, and they did a lot of damage to just that. So good on Team Evolutionary, getting the damage there on the correct targets, and just, you know, hammering down that health bonus, which is exactly what they need if they want to stay in this game.
Definitely. Let's see if Infected want to hit inside. Actually, Spitter just pre-spits. Interesting. Survivors hit the button and run back to wait out the horde. Not many teams really do this, and I'm not sure it's the right thing to do when you have 3 bleeding, but they'd rather protect their perm health and wait it out.
And we're actually going to see a pause go out by Team Evolutionary. Dusty was actually the one that decided to push that pause out there, and he says he lost his channel connection.
Probably in Mumble he got lagged out and doesn't have the password for the channel he's in or something. But I think if I were infected, I would just hold spawns here and wait for them to come in the room. You know, it's like, if you try to hit them when they're out there, you're not going to get much, and then after you hit, they're just going to push. But if you wait, they at least bleed a bit, they take a bit of common chip maybe, and you can hit when they come in the room. You, like, force them to wait at the event then, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the tactic of running back here like the Survivors just did. I'm not a big fan of pushing past while the Horde's still up. I'd rather try and back out, especially when there's still health bonus to be preserved. If there's no health bonus at all, I would probably just tell my team to push it. Like, there's no point in just sitting back there. You're not really protecting much, and the Horde does lessen up fairly quickly on this event.
Yeah.
So, Dusty saying he needs somebody to move him back into the channel in the AG Mumble. Let me try and message Zen and get him on that.
So, if Infected opt to wait it out, like I predict they might, they'll probably get about 10 bleed damage-ish, 10-15 damage total from bleed, which is still better than nothing. And then they can get another hit in the room with their 4th spawn. If they don't, they might be able to get a little bit of damage as they come out. And Survivors will probably push forward into Horde, maybe they'll take some more common chip, who knows. Just talking a lot of hypotheticals here since we're paused. But here we go, game's gonna go live. And it'll be interesting if Survivors actually try to push back in now that Spitter's dead, which it looks like they want to do. But Boomer's gonna go ahead and boom them to slow them down.
We do have a smoker spawning up in the front, looking for the pull onto Nick, and he gets like, it's one tick onto him, and a really nice jock up in the front, as Jacob just so clearly pointed out. And Rochelle is still hoarded by the comments, so she's not going to be able to get the clear, and that's going to be a lot of damage onto Coach. He's going to, in fact, take an end cap from this Charger just for added measure, going to make sure he gets some punches on him. And Charger's going to go back and look for the charge, gets the charge onto Ellis, which is part of the health bonus. So Charger's doing a lot of work there with the assistance of the jockey and Smoker, and just a lot of good team chemistry going on right now. We do have a Boomer spawning up in the stairwell, getting one boom onto Nick in the back, and that's going to cause the Horde to spawn in the back of... No, actually, it's like half and half. Half of the Horde spawn back, half in the front. So Nick's not going to have to clear any because his teammates are kind of helping him. But Hunter does land on Nick there for a second, but doesn't really get much off of it as Coach hits that Hunter with his machete. Just cutting him up a little bit there.
That hit with the jockey was actually like the best executed that attack with the spawns I have. I mean, you think in that room with the Boomer, a jockey, and a Smoker, you usually think you're not going to get anything really, but they got the jockey and then they had a perfect boom separation and the Smoker distraction in back, which kept the only non-boom survivor busy. It just meant that they got a free and cap on Coach, and it was really well executed on their part. If they want, they can just throw everything on Nick this next attack, and they will be able to chip down this bonus significantly.
Indeed, we have another attack coming here. Nice charge going out, bringing Coach way back in the backfield there. And that's going to be quite a bit of damage onto Coach. Coach is, in fact, going to take it down from it, and that's still a double boom out onto Nick and Alice here. And Smoker's going to get a scratch onto Rochelle just to boot. And Smoker finally does go down by Captain Chowder and his big deagle.
Yeah, again, it was perfect with what they had, considering the situation. They got the 2-boom, they had the charge on a non-boom survivor, and then the Smoker intercepted on the only other non-boom survivor. They're just like really well, like a lot of team synergy, I'd say. They're focusing a lot on calling out targets, I'd say, and they're executing it perfectly. So they're going to have maybe one more attack, maybe 2, but not likely. See if they can get an end cap onto Ellis, which would lower the health bonus a lot and give them an attack, or if they just want to get some of that health bonus off Nick.
Their best bet's probably just hit one of the... Yeah, they're probably just going to go for one of the health bonuses, though. They get a nice tri-cap, beautiful tri-cap here. Jockey charging in the front with the Hunter in the back onto Nick there. And this is going to be... This could very well be a wipe, but I predict at least 3 full end caps, and Debu can get just that. Coach is the only one left up, and he's not anything close to health bonus. But
if
he
Jockey
will be
can just buy some time here, this could very well be a wipe. He needs to go like now, though. Oh, wow. Really well timed.
Indeed, you took the words right out of my mouth. A really nice scratch there, keeping the down on Rochelle. And there is a Horde down below. I'm not too sure where that Horde came from.
They should try to play off of a Stoopy. They should let the caps up top go, get their spawns up and play on a Stoopy, because they have to go back for him. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Boomer's heading back there right now. This is actually really good for Infected. A Stoopy could die here. He's boomed on, and he's very low on HP.
He is in a hard spot for the common to get to, though, so it gives these survivors a lot of time to clear him. Almost a nice charge going out there.
Yeah, it was really close. They might get another in cap here, though. Yeah, they do get an in cap on a Rails bar low, and the Stupi's very close to going down as well. And he does go down, actually. This is a lot of damage coming out. Infected may have one more final hit up top around the corner. In fact, they're actually taking a while to pick people up, so they might have another hit even sooner than that. Jockey's gonna spawn, but decides against it, so he's gonna... Oh no, he got chipped pretty hard. That's not gonna be good for them. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get a respawn in time, either.
Yeah, I mean...
He's gonna have to try to work it.
We have a Charger trying to work it so he can get to level there by Captain Chowder. Really nice hit there. And everything else just gets shut down just as well. Jockey gets shot down pretty fast there by Doodlebugs, but he was like chipped down pretty badly. Yeah. So that'll be the entire attack. There should not be any more SI with the ability to come in here. Yeah, Survivor's just going to make their way in the safe from here. Not really much health bonus to speak of, if any. And, you know, they made it. It's full distance points, so good on them.
Infected did a really good job. Survivors were sitting at about a 250 health bonus before that last little bend there. And they managed to completely wipe it out, down to 28 health bonus. And they almost wiped them. So, really well played on their end. Again, like I said, perfect coordination on that attack at the elevator. It was the perfect jockey, and then immediate follow-up with the charges that the Survivors couldn't take the time to Uzi clear. And there was the cap and back, so it put them Survivors in a really rough spot where they had to push up to clear, but they also had to go back or else the Stupi would have died. So, good job on their part. Really smart play from them.
Indeed, I'm right there with you, and they're wasting no time. They're getting the second half underway right away. And so we're going to see Team Evolutionary over on the Survivor side with Team Abraxas over on the Infected side for this half. And Team Evolutionary has to make something happen here, at least make the safe with some sort of health bonus. And, I mean, that's not all that hard to do, so hopefully they can do just that.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction here. I think that Infected... I'll wait until after this attack, actually. I don't want to talk over this attack. Infected are slowly easing their way out of safe room, trying to bait a spawn. But Infected are not biting yet. Looks like they're going to go ahead and... Oh, Boomer gets popped. Pretty much shut down, other than the Charger. I mean, that's a decent amount of damage, but you're okay with that, with the Boomer pop and everything else getting shut down means that you can move forward faster. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I think that Infected are actually going to hold their spawns and not go on Witch, and save the attack for the run back. Because you can get a really nice hit when they're running back up those stairs, and Tank can get in, and it can be devastating.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was trying to remember when you said the tank spawn was when that witch was actually when she came up in play, and as soon as they bypass that witch or actually get past her, that tank comes right up. So I would definitely hold that attack for the way back. Just hope that the witch can do what she does best, or maybe you could even throw one SI in with the witch.
That's actually a good point. Whoever's the tank can go in on that witch, because their spawn isn't going to be relevant on the run back attack anyways, because you know they're going to have to free spawn it. So. Yeah, I think it'd be smart for whoever tank is to hit on the witch and then everybody else safe for run back. But we're gonna have to see if they're thinking like we are, or if they just want to go on witch.
I mean, Team Abraxas definitely has some very talented players on their roster, and they are very smart people in general. So I think they might have that in their minds right now, what things to do.
The other thing though is like, you don't think of every scenario in game, you know? You have to, sometimes you're just worried about, let's hit on this witch, you know, like, witch is coming up, let's hit on it. You don't think of every scenario. Like, when you're in the match, sometimes it can be hard to think so far into the future. I mean, it's not that far into the future, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, when you're in that moment, it kind of, it's hard to put things in order of what you should think of and actually, you know, form ideas. But the thing is, an SI attack just went in, and the Survivors look like they want to rush this witch. They look like they want to take her down right now, but little do they know, Rails Barlow is up.
Even if they do rush witch, they'll have spawns for the run back, so this is a bit risky.
And they do get that crown.
They need to be blocking spawns.
Big Dusty.
They get Tank up.
Big Dusty getting that crown on the witch, and Tank comes right up in the hands of Captain
They're
Chowder.
really split.
Yeah, there's a big hit going on right here. There's a smoke charge in the back, and Zink's going to take a lot of spit damage there. He should run backwards. He should go clear Rochelle quickly so they can get working on that run back. And what do you want to do with the War Room here?
I think take it to Survivor War Room again, and I'm actually surprised they didn't take more damage than that, so...
Yeah, I actually thought that was going to be pretty devastating and probably drop at least 2 of them into the red. But didn't see that, so let's go ahead and hop this over to Team Evolutionary War Room for Captain Chowder's tank.
Boomer, but we'll see.
You want us to get you a hit?
We'll see. Hang on.
Top.
Hang on. Yeah, go for a hit.
Ready?
Ready. 3, 2, 1, go now.
Up in front. Jockeyed. Went up the hill. He's on the top now. Line of sight. He's on the upper left. Hunter's stuck by the door.
Oh, that's him. Yeah.
Hunter's lit. Hunter should be low. This is LOS. He sees us.
Yeah.
Still sees us. Uncover the right side. Committing. Boomer's walking in.
Not in. Not in.
Clear me.
Climb back out.
Watch the rocks.
Got line
I
of
think he's
sight.
pretty low.
Line of sight. He's in the far distance now.
I think we should run the circle.
He still sees us. He's right above you, Rochelle. Careful.
I really do believe we should run the circle.
Okay,
Alright.
come in.
Stay underneath him.
On the other side.
We're too far back from.
Smoker's up. On the right side. And so is Charger. Smoker down. Charger's coming in. Down. Oh shoot, my bad. Careful.
Watch your rock.
Well-
Oh.
How am I? I don't know.
Hang on the bottom left.
Let's get back under there again. Oh,
Move around him or we're underneath him all the time.
Yeah, he's trying to maneuver
Every
also.
time he cycles, we
We're
have to
too
cycle.
slow.
yeah, we're too slow.
Well,
to do.
now we are.
Just keep LOSing
Get
behind
behind
you.
this sign right here.
Charger's up. Hold. Thank you. I got rocked. I don't think I took damage though. No, I didn't. I don't know if that resets meter.
Do you
It
guys
does.
want to just
Yeah, it's
push
a rage
forward,
rock.
possibly?
Yeah, we're gonna just get raped here.
No, let's push forward.
Alright.
He's right there though.
It's okay. If he has to push in, he
Let's
has
go.
to push in.
Let's go then.
Sly's like way too slow for us to push forward.
Smoker's in that room. Really? I get charged on the very left.
How am I still up?
I don't know.
Thank you.
I can't see anything. I can't tell if he's rocking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Still
go
a lot of
block.
times in the front. He's throwing a
Let's
rock.
keep pushing. Let's keep pushing.
He's
Oh,
dead.
he's dead.
And we're back. That was a Team Evolutionary War Room for the tank that was played in the hands of Captain Shouter. That is my bad. I actually started off in the wrong War Room, and it took me a second to realize. But what did you think of that tank, Jacob? What did you make of it?
In one word, ouch. I think. Oh no, here we go again. They're actually pretty split right now and taking a lot of damage, but I think. Yeah, that's gonna be a wipe. I think a lot of that falls on Survivor misplay. We saw the tank got up top right away, unlike last team's tank. And I mean, that happens, whatever. But they did a good job of LOSing him at first and forcing him to commit early. But then after that, they were running around outside, giving him free vision, and let him get a rock. Let him get 2 rocks, actually, and give him a ton of free rage. I think immediately after the tank ran out, they should have either LOS underneath and forced him back in, or they should have just started pushing forward, because they just gave tank and infected way too much time to get extra hits and do damage. It hurt him a lot.
I'm getting sick of looking at this guy's face.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The moment they let that tank get up there, basically scot-free, they basically had to make something happen. Either push forward or just LOS him really well, which it did neither of very effectively. So tank kind of just capitalized on it. He played it smart and just did what was given to him. He just worked with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, the nice thing about Dead Center, though, is that they're not out of the game. Most finales, you go in, you're down by 800 points, and you think, well, that's probably GG, because they just have to make the first tank. But on this finale, you have a early tank that you can actually wipe with, You know, it's not that insane to wipe with this tank. It's actually somewhat common. So let's see if they can pull out a wipe here and then maybe turn this game around.
Indeed, I'm hoping for them to get an early wipe here and then, you know, just leave it to Team Evolutionary to make something happen on the Survivor side.
Yep.
You know, just leave it in their hands.
Agreed. I want to see an early wipe here just because it would mean the game is a lot more interesting. It would mean that it's all coming down to how well they play Survivor next round.
Indeed, and we're going to see the first half here being played by Team Abraxas over on the Survivor side and with Evolutionary over on the Infected side. The initial hit here will be a Charger, Hunter, Boomer, and a Smoker. Hunter works his way in but gets dead stopped and killed right away. Charger gets leveled just as well by Rails Barlow. Big plays there, and Boomer going out and lands on the Coach and Nick. And Tank will be up in the hands of the Elite. Pick what war room. You can pick, Jacob. You're my co-caster.
I think we can wait a minute because Tank's not going to commit for a little bit, but I think we should take this to an Infected War Room. Actually, he's going to be pushing right in. Yeah, let's take it to Infected War Room.
Let's do it right away. We'll head over to an Evolutionary War Room.
For you, if we get that.
Do you know how to curve rock?
Yeah, not
give it a shot.
Good at it though.
Just give it a shot, yeah.
Yeah. You want me to break the wall for you? Charger?
Okay, that's not curve rocking.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Let's go.
Let's just go ahead.
They're backing off. Alright, I broke the door
No,
for you.
yeah, it's pushing.
Go. Just stay
They're in
around the
safe
corner
room.
Just
Yeah,
push
dude.
him.
I'm gone.
Alright.
We'll help you out. Help him out.
Got. Behind you, Rochelle. Stay focused. Time your punches. Oh, good try though.
And we're back. That was a Team Evolutionary War Room. Tank was up in the hands of Delete. Really unfortunate for them. The SI didn't really get all that much going for him, and Tank kind of was just left alone there. So, just, you know, really unfortunate.
What happened there was Tank played really well, but Rochelle seriously just made this game so much better for Survivors. What she did was, as soon as Tank committed, she got in the doorway and said, if you want to hit, you have to hit me, and block the doorway for the Charger, block the doorway for the Smoker, and force the Hunter to cap her. And as soon as that happens, it's just an instant clear. And then what do? You're down a spawn, and you have a Rochelle blocking the doorway for the Charger and the Smoker. It was really well played on her end, and it left the Tank with no support. He still did a good job to get what he could during that time. In fact, Survivors actually glitched the witch out. I don't know what the rules are on that, but I assume it's legal, otherwise the Stupid wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I don't think that was really their intention. They were in the elevator for
Probably
quite a
not.
long time, and then the witch just glitched out all of a sudden for some reason.
Yeah, if you shoot the witch and then get in the elevator, I think that happens pretty much every time. But regardless, they're going to be going up to the first floor here to get some cans. And let's see if Infected opt to hit here or wait for the drop. I don't see if they have a spitter or not.
I see a Hunter.
Yeah, they
do
have a spitter, so they might wait on the drop.
Yeah, they might just hit them back on the car. That's usually what I like to do personally. I try and just have my team hit them on the car when they have all the cans piled up somewhere. And, you know, just try and get something going. But they're going to go right now. They're not even going to wait. They're going to send in Smoker for the initial hit, and he gets cleared right away. There's quite a few cans on the ground there, but they get them out of the spit before the actual ignition takes place. And that's actually something also that would be nice if you guys could actually lower the burn time, like how long it takes them to burn.
Actually.
Really? How fast is it burn?
Yeah, it's lower. I don't know the exact time off the top of my head. It's not really like something that comes up a lot. I want to say 2.6, and the default is 3. Maybe it's 1.6 though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 1.6 would be a lot more than 2.6. Well, Hunter looking for DP gets dead stopped there by Coach, but Jockey picks up where the Hunter left off and gets a few ticks of damage onto Coach. I love you, Jacob. Oh, Boomer with a big proc. He's throwing some cans in the air, but they none of them get stuck in any unusual places. So Survivor are going to be able to get all these cans in there and almost pretty much secure their victory almost. But it's not over until the Fat Lady sings. And I don't see any Fat Ladies here, so I think that we're going to keep this game going.
Yeah,
you are all
it is actually
people.
2 seconds, and it is 3 seconds in vanilla.
Wait, so what is it?
2 seconds in Pro Mod, 3 seconds in vanilla.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
So we do have an SI attack spawned up on the second floor here. Charger and Hunter are going to work their way in there. I can't find the words. Nice double charge. That's going to be a triple cap, almost a quad in some form of the double charge that went on to Rochelle and Coach. It's going to be a down on the Coach, and Alice is still smoked there in the back, taking a lot of damage there. And yeah, really nice hit there.
Did you see where the spit went? I didn't see it. it wasn't on the charge, which is weird.
Yeah.
I would think on the double charge you definitely want the spit there, but maybe he like tried to spit and it got blocked or something, or he was spitting on a can, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't take note of it. When I saw that charger go in and land on a double, I was like, wow. Like, everything else just went right out the window.
Yeah, it was a really good charge. Boomer gets a nice little T-boom here. Let's see if Infected can follow up on that. They're actually holding onto Spitter for a long time. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I know it's a dead center finale and you want to burn cans, but I think it could be more beneficial just to keep throwing three caps at them and lower them for tank. Once you burn one can, you basically guarantee that you're going to get your tank.
So we do have a tank up in the hands of Dusty for Team Evolutionary. What do you want to do with this one?
I think for now we can keep it here because he's just going to be staying up top and keeping rage while they go for attacks.
Fair enough. He's going to actually drop in and go for a hit. And let's go ahead and throw this... Oh, no, he's going back out.
Nah, he's going out, yeah. I expect him just to play Protect the Car. I don't think it would actually be worth going to a war room for this one just because this is what he's going to do the whole time. And this could be a very long tank.
Yeah, basically the tank's whole goal here, for those that are new to the scene, is he's basically just waiting for the survivors to bleed out here. There's no real point for him to commit because he has all the LOS or line of sight that he could want, and line of sight is basically just related to his rage percentage. When the rage hits 0, it passes, and you only get 2 passes with tank, and then goes AI, and then AI just commits because AI is blind and pretty much dumb, brain dead, if you will.
Yep.
But yeah, so pretty much he's just gonna stay up here, throw some rocks at the survivors, keep his rage, let them bleed out, and then commit. Actually, he's looking for a punch under shoulder. Nice drop down punch, beautifully timed punch there by Dusty.
He's just gonna keep doing that, keep throwing rocks, and if they go anywhere near that edge, he's gonna drop down, get a punch, and get out. And he's playing it really well right now. During that time, Spitter actually burnt a can and died, which is good. They need to get something other than a Spitter up during this tank. If they can land a nice boom, then tank can just commit. But there's really no pressure on them to do it until survivors bring a can to the car. Usually what you'll see is tanks playing it exactly like he is, and then they'll only commit when survivors are actually threatening pouring cans. Or if, you get like a nice 3 boom.
But yeah, I saw someone in chat say that I'm using an analog stick. I'm actually not using an analog stick. I'm using WASD and my mouse. I don't know if that's good or bad that you said I'm using an analog stick. I think that's
Maybe
a
it
good
means
thing.
because it's so smooth. Your camera work is so smooth.
I'm smooth.
Oh, that was a nice double punch.
Yeah, and that's actually going to end around there. So a really nice way to go out and fashion Dusty with the big double. And
so survivors are going to need about a 670 point health bonus, or about a 650 with a witch kill. That's pretty high. But keep in mind the health bonus on this map at most is 1600, so it's not really that insane to get that. It just means that they have to have perm health on at least one survivor, like about 150 total perm health, I'd say, which isn't that insane. All they have to do is kill his tank without taking more than 1 down, and they should be okay.
hopefully they can do just that. I'm really rooting for them here. I would like to see them make a comeback here and possibly win. Just so I can rub in Rails Barlow. Yeah, I just want to rub in Rails' face. We have an initial attack coming here. Charge. He does get the charge onto Coach, and Hunter's looking for a pass onto Else. He does land. It's going to be a slight double cap up in the front, and Tank is up in the hands of Doodlebugs for Team Abraxas. What do you want to do here, Jacob? Call it SI or Survivor? I actually want to see it, SI, yeah. Let's go ahead and shoot this over to a Team Abraxas War Room for the tank up in the hands of Doodlebugs.
Hey, grab a shotgun, please.
Alright.
I'll land this boom for you. And then if that doesn't work, I'll get a track up.
Shh. You should...
Spam, 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 spam.
Oh, look. Nice. I'm gonna wait about 7 seconds. 6 seconds.
I was just say, you can spawn in here and like...
I'm going.
You're gonna go in on that?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, that charger!
That's what you do, man. That's what you do with Boomer.
Oh, this is a wait.
Sup, Dusty? Sup? Sup? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? You want this? Hey!
Dude, calm the fuck down.
Eat
Dude, calm the fuck down.
No.
Okay, there we go.
Nice job hitting an in-cap guy's hitbox.
No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. I want this. I want this. No, stop it. Okay, fine.
That's right.
Oh, beautiful war room there by Team Abraxas. Having a little bit of fun there at the end there.
Yeah.
And a very good, good game. A very good game. I just said that. But
Yeah.
indeed, your winners will be Team Abraxas with the score of 2,531 to 1096 for Team Evolutionary there. So if we hop this over to the scoreboard, we're going to see Team Abraxas going up to a 1-1 record and Evolutionary dropping down to an 0-2 record. That's unfortunate for them, but they are still not out of this tournament. They still have a long way to go, and hopefully we see them make a comeback later on in the tournament.
Something of note there is that Survivors really should have blocked that spawn and safe room. It's just kind of sloppy to let that charge get that spawn. Really set them up to fail. But regardless, I think that team... What was it again? I forget. Like, I immediately forget as soon as the game ends.
Evolutionary.
Evolutionary, there you go. Evolutionary had really good infected play all game, and their synergy was really there. I think that if they just practice their survivors and, like, being more vocal amongst their team, like, I don't know how vocal they are, but being more clear with each other of who's blocking spawn, you know, and, like, focus a lot more on their positioning, then they have potential to be a contender in this tournament if they manage to do that. They looked pretty strong uninfected today.